I've been podcasting for over 10 years now, and for most of the time, I thought of AI as just a copy and paste shortcut for lazy podcasters. And for the past couple of years, I've been experimenting with AI. I came to this conclusion. I was wrong. Your boy's wrong, I know. But that's why I wanted to create this series, because I wanted to publicly talk about this in my journey, in looking at AI, having a tug of war with AI, and then ultimately embracing AI. But first and foremost, let me go ahead and do some housekeeping. If this is your first time, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ozil. I am a podcast marketing coach, consultant, a growth strategist, and I'm also the founder of Pod Houston, which is a local podcast community here in Houston, Texas. It's one of the most diverse, largest, active podcasting communities, and I take great pride in what we've done since 2020. Actually, 2018 is when we launched that community. I've helped over 100 content creators launch and grow their shows. My clients consistently rank at the top 10% globally. I've worked with NFL players. I've worked with top organizations, agencies, and I work for a podcast network. So I know all the ins and outs and really get a really good understanding, a finger on the pulse of what works and what doesn't. So I know podcasting very, very well. And I'm very confident in what I do. So if this is your first time checking out, I highly recommend that you hit subscribe, hit the notification button. I'm going to be posting a lot more content as it relates to this topic, which we're going to talk about today, but also other tips and strategies, best practices for my business-minded podcasters. All right. So now let's get into the topic of AI. All right. I'm still figuring this thing out, my friends. Okay. As all of us are. Some of us are a lot more immersed in this AI universe than others. But I could confidently say that I've been experimenting with AI since 2023, 2020, actually probably 21, 22, when the first ChatGPT came out. I was already experimenting with ChatGPT. So I had like a good foundational knowledge on prompt engineering and really understanding how this thing works. And then, of course, watching it evolved into different tools, coming out. I feel like there's a tool every week, every day that's coming out regarding AI. But of course, Claude, and then, Google, Notebook, Gemini, Grok, which we're going to talk about all those tools. And I'm sure some of those you've used, or maybe all the above, right? I don't know. But I wanted to record this video, and if you're listening to this on the podcast, because I'm very passionate about where AI is at right now and how it pertains to the podcasting community. And here's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing from coaches and entrepreneurs who want to start a podcast. And one of the biggest bottlenecks for a lot of people that are thinking about starting a podcast in general is I don't have time, Ozil. I don't have time. I don't have time to brainstorm. I don't have time to plan. I don't have time to write show notes. I don't have time to repurpose content. And honestly, I just don't know how to do this. And I'm here to let you know that all of that is excuses. Okay? And you're not wrong. They're not wrong. All right? Podcasting for sure is a lot of work. There's a lot of manual work, and if you're not willing to commit to the work to build up something that is a show, right? That's part of your brand asset. That's part of your business. If you're not willing to commit to the work, it's not going to work. However, here's what I'm starting to realize as I am experimenting more with AI tools: that yes, it's a lot of work, but AI can cut that in half, maybe even more. So I made a decision that I'm going to start documenting on this channel exactly how I'm using AI in my own workflow, how I'm serving my clients, and sharing this with you in real time. I'm not pretending that I have it all figured out. I'm not an AI expert, AI consultant. I'm not going to front like that. There's no overhyped promises. Just a podcaster with over 10 years of experience, learning this in public with you and just showing you what actually works and how I'm incorporating AI into the things, like I said, that I'm doing with my client work and in my own new podcast, which we'll talk about that in a bit. All right. So I'm going to start this series, and every video in this series is going, to be the same format. I'm going to just have some real podcast talk. If you subscribe to this channel, you've been following me up to this point, you know that I'm very passionate about helping people master and monetize their message through podcasting. And the messaging is going to change just a tad bit, and I'll share with you a little bit about that. But I'm going to just share with you like, hey, look, this is how we can make AI like help you with your workflow. This is how we can make it, become more of a faster, more efficient process when you put out content out there, right? And, here's what I worked. Here's how what's working. Here's what's not. It's just going to be just practical, no fluff type of content. All right. So if you are into this type of content and you're interested or you're dabbling already in AI, you're going to really enjoy this series because I'm really going to dig in and show you how I'm using it and all the ins and outs. All right. So the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how I've used AI to write podcast show notes in under 10 minutes or less. If you're a podcaster or a coach or an entrepreneur who's been starting off or putting off rather, starting your own show because of time and because, you just don't have all the manual bandwidth to be able to do a successful show, this series is for you. And hopefully my hope is that it'll show you the possibility of what you can accomplish with AI as it relates to your podcast journey. All right. We all know that podcasting isn't going anywhere. I just saw a recent stat from the Infinite Dial of 2026 that, podcast consumption continues to grow. It's on the up and up. Video, obviously on YouTube, video podcasts. It's on Netflix. TikTok as a podcast network. It's going to continue to be part of the medium. As a matter of fact, I'd like to say that it is the media now. People are gravitating towards podcasts even more because it gives you just a different perspective on the brand, the mission, and for us coaches and consultants and thought leaders, it just positions us as an authority in different niches. So that's all I'm going to talk about in this video or in this series and then onward. But definitely check out the YouTube channel. There's a ton of content I have in there. I really, really want to focus on this. I know I talked about this before. But follow me on the journey. If you're interested in just learning about podcasting, follow me at The Real Ozil on social. I'll make sure that I link it up in the show notes. And I'm excited. And of course, if you have any questions regarding AI, any specific video ideas that you want me to cover as it pertains to AI and podcast growth, leave it in the comment section. Let me know. I'm more than open to hear your suggestions. I want to be able to create content that resonates with you, that's going to be helpful for you and your journey. So make sure that you drop it down in the show notes, or you can just tag me at The Real Ozil. All right. So thanks for checking out this short, brief video. But I'm excited. I just was like, you know what? Let me just jump on the camera and talk about what's to come. And, I already got like content already laid out. Yes, I used AI to brainstorm some ideas, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm excited about this journey. So welcome to the podcast series. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Maybe AI in the mic, something like that. Yeah, sounds good. Tell me, let me down below if that sounds good. I like that. Okay. All right. That's it. I'm done. Thanks again for checking out this video. Make sure you subscribe. Join the tribe. I'll see you next time. Peace and one love.